At the edge of our solar system, where the sun is nothing more than a bright star in a perpetual twilight, lies a world that shouldn't exist. For decades, we dismissed it as a frozen graveyard, a lonely relic of ice and rock. But when New Horizons finally reached Pluto in 2015, the images sent back didn't show a dead world. They revealed a chilling landscape of towering ice mountains, shifting nitrogen glaciers, and a dark, bleeding heart. Something is moving beneath the crust of this dwarf planet. Something is generating heat where there should only be absolute zero. As we peel back the layers of Pluto's atmosphere, we find ourselves staring into a cosmic abyss that challenges everything we know about planetary evolution. Welcome to the silent, terrifying frontiers of the Kuiper Belt. Pluto was discovered in 1930, a tiny speck of light found through sheer mathematical persistence. For 76 years, it held its title as the 9th planet until it was stripped of its status, relegated to a dwarf planet. But this demotion only added to its mystique. Located nearly 4 billion miles from Earth, Pluto exists in a region of space so cold that gases we breathe turn into solid rock. The gravity here is weak, yet it holds 5 moons in a chaotic, rhythmic dance. The largest moon, Charon, is so massive that the two bodies orbit a shared point in empty space, locked in a tidal embrace that never breaks. This is a binary system shrouded in shadow, a gateway to the unknown reaches of the outer solar system. The most staggering discovery on Pluto is Sputnik Planitia, a vast basin of frozen nitrogen the size of Texas. This is the left lobe of Pluto's famous heart, but it is far from a static sheet of ice. Beneath the surface, the nitrogen is boiling in slow motion. Using internal heat, the ice rises in giant bubbles, miles across, before cooling and sinking back down. This process, known as convection, means the surface is constantly renewing itself, erasing any signs of craters. It is a world that refuses to age, a geological anomaly in the deep freeze of space. But where does the heat come from? Some scientists suggest a radioactive core, while others whisper about a dark, insulating layer hiding a liquid sea. Whatever the source, Pluto is pulsing with a slow, frozen heartbeat. Rising from the edges of the nitrogen plains are mountains made of solid water ice, towering higher than the Rockies. These are the Wright and Picard Mons, but they are unlike any mountains on Earth. They are suspected to be cryovolcanoes, ice volcanoes that erupt with a freezing slurry of water, ammonia, and methane instead of molten lava. Imagine a mountain-sized eruption of slush in a vacuum, where the materials freeze instantly in mid-air. This suggests that Pluto's interior is not a solid block of ice, but a complex engine capable of pushing liquid to the surface. The implications are haunting. If liquid can exist here, billions of miles from the sun, then the definition of a habitable zone must be completely rewritten. Pluto is an active, breathing machine of ice. Pluto's atmosphere is a ghost-like veil of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide. It is so thin that it would be considered a laboratory vacuum on Earth. Yet, it creates a stunning blue haze that rings the planet when backlit by the sun. This haze is composed of tholins, complex organic molecules that rain down onto the surface like a red, soot-like snow. This chemical fallout stains the landscape in shades of rust and crimson, creating a stark contrast against the white glaciers. During its long orbit, Pluto moves further away from the sun, causing its entire atmosphere to collapse and freeze onto the ground. It is a world that literally breathes its own air in and out over centuries, a rhythmic cycle of atmospheric death and rebirth. Then there is Charon, Pluto's largest moon and a dark mirror to its companion. Charon is half the size of Pluto, making them a double-planet system. Its most terrifying feature is Mordor Macula, a colossal dark red stain at its north pole. Scientists believe this is formed by gases escaping from Pluto and getting trapped by Charon's gravity, where they are baked by solar radiation into a dark, organic sludge. The surface of Charon is scarred by massive canyons, some 5 times deeper than the Grand Canyon. These fractures suggest that Charon once had an internal ocean that froze and expanded, shattering the moon's crust from the inside out. It is a silent witness to a violent past, locked in a permanent, unmoving gaze with Pluto. The mystery of Pluto deepens when we look at its 4 smaller moons, Styx, Nix, Kerberos, and Hydra. Unlike most moons in the solar system, these 4 are not tidally locked. They do not show the same face to Pluto. Instead, they spin wildly and chaotically as they orbit the binary center of Pluto and Charon. Imagine standing on the surface of Nix and watching the sun rise in the east one day and the north the next. This erratic behavior suggests a violent origin story, perhaps a massive collision billions of years ago that shattered a larger body into these jagged, spinning fragments. They are the shrapnel of a cosmic catastrophe, tumbling through the darkness like broken teeth, guarding the outskirts of a kingdom that refuses to stay still. Beneath the frozen shell of Pluto lies the ultimate enigma, a potential subsurface ocean of liquid water. Despite being billions of miles from the sun's warmth, the cracks on Pluto's surface and its slight bulge suggest that something fluid is pushing against the crust. If this ocean exists, it is a dark, pressurized abyss, kept liquid by a cocktail of ammonia acting as antifreeze and the decaying heat of radioactive rocks. This raises a staggering possibility. If there is water, could there be life? Not life as we know it, fueled by photosynthesis, but strange, extremophilic organisms thriving in the pitch black, powered by chemical energy from the planet's core. Pluto may not be a dead rock, but a cold, hard shell protecting a hidden cradle of biology. The heart of Pluto, Sputnik Planitia, is not just a geological wonder, It is a heavy burden that tipped the entire planet over. Scientists believe this basin was formed by a massive impact that gouged out a hole in the crust. Over millions of years, dense nitrogen ice filled the crater, becoming so heavy that it caused Pluto to physically reorient itself. This process, called true polar wander, saw the planet roll over until the heavy heart was aligned with the tidal axis of Charon. It is a haunting reminder of the sheer power of gravity and mass. Pluto literally shifted its entire body to accommodate its heavy, frozen heart, changing its orientation in the cosmos forever to maintain a precarious, gravitational balance. As we look further out from Pluto, we enter the Kuiper Belt, a vast frontier of millions of icy objects left over from the formation of the solar system. Pluto is the king of this realm, but it is a haunted kingdom. There are hints of even larger worlds lurking in the darkness, the elusive Planet 9, or other dwarf planets yet to be named. The shadows here are absolute. The sun is so far away that it provides no warmth, only a haunting, dim light. This is the graveyard of the solar system, where ancient secrets are preserved in a deep freeze. To understand Pluto is to understand our own origins, the violent and icy beginnings of the world we call home, frozen in time at the edge of the void. Pluto remains a silent sentinel, a world of red snow, towering ice, and hidden oceans that defies every expectation. It tells us that the universe is far more active and stranger than our maps suggest. As New Horizons disappears into the interstellar darkness, it leaves us with more questions than answers. What else is breathing in the cold? What other mysteries are waiting in the belt of ice beyond our reach? We once saw a tiny, insignificant dot. Now we see a complex, beating heart in the darkness. Pluto reminds us that even in the furthest, coldest reaches of space, there is motion, there is heat, and there is the persistent, chilling pulse of the unknown. The edge of our solar system is not an end, but a beginning.